How's it going, guys? Papa Films here. Today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 9 of Andor. This episode is titled, Welcome to the Rebellion. Now, last episode was devastating. We got to see the Ghorman massacre. A lot of people died. Is it Enza Violence, the daughter of Violence? She died. She was thrown by a fucking KX droid. Potentially K2, because at the end of last episode, with the help of the guy that accidentally got Cinta killed, he cut the KX droid in half and Cassian took it. So I'm pretty sure that means it's going to be K2, right? Cyril's dead after having a little scuffle with Cassian. Cassian had no idea who he was. Everything that Cyril dedicated his life to, or like 4 to 5 years of his life to, meant nothing. I mean, technically, even dedicated his life to, right? He dedicated his life kind of to the Empire and stuff, and none of it mattered. He was used like a puppet, and he just saw red and attacked Cassian. Dedra broke down because of the massacre. Willman got to Drina. Don't know if that means he's safe or not. I mean, we still got this episode. So yeah, I mean, it was basically a depressing episode. Hundreds of thousands of people died. And the Empire was obviously spinning it into, like, fallen heroes. They were attacked by these rebel forces, like, making the rebels look bad, even though they mowed down innocent people. Because they're paying the reporters to basically create fake news. But yeah, I don't really know what to expect from this episode, other than, like, it being the aftermath of the massacre, and then maybe leading into, like, Mon Mothma's speech from, like, rebels and stuff. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, that basically sums it all up. So let's stop dilly-dallying around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode. Isn't that what they were saying last episode? Like, we are the Gorm. That song they were singing. Is that the Senate? It's a dark day. Oh, is that Bale? Yes, it is.
This is the Senate chamber. I have every right to be here. Will no one help me? Member Gorman? This would be you soon enough.
So they just arrest him.
It's beyond belief.
Don't put on the Imperial news.
I've seen it. It's insane.
They'll never let you take the floor.
I've seen you work miracles before. There's no telling what the Emperor's capable of at this point. Anything is possible.
We don't know what he's capable of. Motherfucker killed all the Jedi. What are you talking about?
I'm not going anywhere.
Nothing we will ever do will be as hard as hiding all these years.
Mon, we have to buy time. We're not ready.
Yeah.
But you're right, something needs to be said. I just can't go with you. Not yet.
He'll come. We know he ends up on Yavin.
Work on the speech and be very careful. Senator Tone found a listening device in her office.
Bale's such a good character. It is terrible what happens to him.
They're calling an early session at the Senate.
What is that?
It's perfect. Ronnie Guja.
And we still got the
in
cut.
Rim Network. It's a surface pass. It's good all season.
I'm not coming back. I'm done after this.
You can't be.
What does that mean? Can I guess? You're tired. It's too much. It's too hard. The senator you'll be saving is about to risk everything, putting a voice to the atrocity you just survived.
Mon?
When have I not come through?
True. He's always done the job.
Clean yourself up. We'll find you some clothes.
So how many are actually, like, officially dead? Like, we know it's in the thousands, but, like, what's the actual number? So does this mean Mon and Cassian are gonna meet? Also, this guy was in Rebels. He wasn't in Rogue One. Listening device. Yep.
Guess go to the plaza.
I think I know why this episode's called Welcome to the Rebellion. Because Mon's always been, like, doing it sneakily, you know? She's not been on, like, the front lines. So what if she's kind of put on the front lines this episode or something?
So it just went dead.
This show. What the fuck? Luthen.
How did you know I would be here?
I was told.
Erskine Samaj works for me. He's protected you in ways you'll never know.
I mean,
Isn't that wonderfully cryptic? Well, let me guess, in the end it's only you I can trust. Is that it?
Yep.
Bail Organa's team is corrupted. The one that's taking you to Yavin after your speech.
You're just terrified what'll happen if I get arrested.
You need to think clearly.
Or be careful what you ask for. Do you remember Takeola, the banker?
Yeah.
I often think of Takeola.
Well, yeah, I bet you do.
How quickly you decided he was a risk.
We've all been bent by secrecy, haven't we? You'll ask if he's alone. He will say, I have friends everywhere.
Nice. I mean, it's weird having that code still. That secret code, I have friends everywhere. Like, you think they'd change it up. So Bale's team's corrupted. Obviously, like, Bale doesn't know that.
Apparently she's not left the Senate tonight.
Is that unusual?
He seems to think so.
The driver. Like, we knew that the driver was an Imperial spy, because they mentioned it a few times last season. And he was kind of acting sus last season, too.
I've searched everything.
I'm not sure I've felt this
Scared.
betrayed in
Oh.
my life. And when did you start?
After the wedding,
Yeah. Because he met him at the wedding.
I've tried to protect you.
And you failed.
Has he, though? I mean, he literally caught a bug for you.
You're dismissed.
That's risky now. I mean, I get where she's coming from. Like, their friendship has been built on a lie, technically. Like, it's a mission for him. For her, it was a friendship. I don't think we've ever saw this side of the Senate building. With, like, the pools and stuff. Also, has the Jedi Temple been in any of the establishing shots? Well, the Imperial Palace or whatever the fuck it is now. He didn't clean up. He's still got the cut.
I shouldn't have told her about Erskine.
Is she speaking or not?
I don't know.
She goes to Yavin and not you.
No Yavin for me.
There's still some bridges you haven't burned.
We'll take care of that today.
They're gonna find you, Luthen.
We
Yeah.
act as if we had a choice.
Luthen doesn't care. Like, as long as the rebellion takes a stand, you know, he doesn't care.
You appeared when I needed you. Aldani.
Yep.
And here we are.
The final stand. Well, not yet, but you know what I mean, right? This is the big next step.
He's never even been inside.
Erskine knows the building.
Putting a lot of faith in Erskine.
Mothma knows the building.
If she gets arrested,
It's over, right?
It all comes down.
let us know if anything changes.
Will do, yes, sir.
What a dick. Oh, who's that? Is this Bale's team? So are they all corrupted, or is it just like one or two of them?
Ronnie, Goog.
Good job.
Good job.
You'll have to float this morning. That's the best I can do today.
He always gets lucky with, like, the Imperial person he has an encounter with.
We have a box inside, but the plan is for quick and quiet extraction.
Like, if one of them's an Imperial spy, then they're gonna know the location, right? Yavin 4. Won't that... I mean, we know they don't find Yavin 4 until New Hope, but still. It's coming dangerously close to it.
Rumors that prominent senators may try to challenge the imperial narrative on Ghorman.
Bale. So this is why they showed him, like, in episode 6, because he'd obviously play a much bigger role.
You need to leave the moment you're done.
Do you trust them?
Of course.
Do you know them?
Personally, no, I can't.
So how can you trust them?
Take care of yourself, Bale.
We do what we can.
Damn.
Tear the shit out of this place.
So I'm talking about Bale. Fucking sucks what happens to him. Like, because he makes it to Yavin, but he goes back to Alderaan, doesn't he?
You think you'd be full today? Have we met?
They have friends everywhere.
To be fair, it is a good code. I have friends everywhere.
Of our fallen Imperial patriots,
Fuck off.
martyrs,
Martyrs.
was the savagery of the Ghorman attack.
More Ghormans died over the Empire. Like, Mon. So how is Mon gonna be able to do a speech here? How are they gonna let her do it? Is she the spy?
One of Supervisor Jung's agents is calling from the Senate.
Hello.
Yeah, it is her. She was acting sus.
Who are you talking to?
He's dead.
It was work.
Yeah. Why would she do it there?
Who has a point of order to address.
Okay, so they're gonna pass it on. Says Bale's gonna pass it on to Mon.
I'd like to invoke Article 17252.
specifically states,
The tension did the music.
and yielding the floor to the senior senator from Chandrila.
There we go.
Imperial authority.
Oh damn, they're shutting it down. Wait, they can't just shut it down, like they don't have a guard there or anything? Oh, here it is.
I stand before you this morning with a heavy heart.
Mm-hmm.
Through these many years,
Everyone's watching.
I have some of opinions.
Erskine's figured it out, right?
Disagree.
It was like a fucking elevator, it's like fucking close, what the fuck?
I believe we are in crisis.
Yep.
He said, shut it down. And what is known
Please don't.
to be has become an abyss.
Mm-hmm. It's all bullshit.
You need the sequence key.
So let's have it.
We took it up to the security office yesterday.
He shitted himself, he's like, fuck! So they working for Luthen?
The death of truth is the ultimate victory.
When it is ripped from our hands,
We become vulnerable to the whatever monsters.
She's getting through to Andor.
hold on the truth was finally lost on the Ghorman Plaza.
Yep.
Was unprovoked genocide.
Yes, it was.
The monster who will come for us all soon enough.
The Empire, or Palpatine.
For a Palpatine.
Yep. I mean, the speech went through to the people, right? She got the Emperor Palpatine out. The fact that they shut down the broadcast makes it obvious that they're trying to hide something, though. So why would they do that?
I was in Ghorman yesterday.
Hmm.
I saw everything.
I have friends everywhere.
Plaza. I have friends everywhere.
It's become a reality now, Mon. Can't get her out there, Cassian. I mean, we know he does.
We're the last survivors of the raid on Albany.
That speech really helped him, I think. Senator Mothma.
Move ahead.
Stand down, everyone! Back away! That means you.
Come on, Cassian.
She's a rebel spy!
Yes! Yes! You're in it now, Mon.
Nobody. We just met, I swear.
I mean, by association, like, we have to not trust you.
I've got this, go.
That's so risky for him to stay there. Nice, smart. Take off the colours that are associated with you. However, her hair.
I'm not sure I can do this.
Yes, you can.
To the rebellion.
What?
Welcome to the rebellion. Come on. It begins now, Mom.
Scum.
No shit, why would she wait? The fuck? You dumbasses.
They're shutting down the building.
Of course they are. I mean, Cassian's never been in here, right? Oh, he made it out somehow. The fuck? It's so weird seeing them together. Like, we've had 2 seasons of build-up for this, but it's great. I love it.
They've killed Young's agent.
Yep. To be fair, he was listening to what Mon said, and he seemed affected by it.
That's my driver.
Could we help?
No, he's an ISP plant.
We found her! And who are you?
She just saw 2 people get killed in the span of like 15 minutes. And that was her driver. So she knew he was a plant. That's what I mean, like, it was talked about last season. Good word, Bale.
Colonel Yularen on line 3.
Ooh, Yularen. Oh. Like, you didn't trust Luthen, now you definitely do. Oh! Is that the Jedi Temple in the background? I saw it. Is she on Yavin now?
Alright! Once the duty officer has made inspection, everything that needs approval will be returned.
Whose gun's that? Is that hers from the Aldani shit, or is it like Cinta's?
Who belongs to this?
I think that's mine.
Oh! I forgot his name. But he's in Rogue One, and I didn't even recognise him last season in the prison stuff. But I'll search his name up after this episode. Erskine. I mean, she needs a hug.
I can't believe you made it.
I mean, he's Cassian Andor, of course he makes it. Well, at least for another year or so. Wellman. He made it.
He's safe.
Okay.
They want her to make a speech. They want her coming in with a Yavin escort.
They want to rewrite the story.
Ah. Okay, that ties into Rebels then, right? But her hair completely changes in that scene compared to how it is now, so what the fuck? Who did her hair?
You know this place.
Yeah, I've been here before.
I'm not sure
How to thank you.
how to thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Make it worth it.
And she will. She definitely will. It's so wild looking back at like Return of the Jedi. How she becomes one of the most compelling characters in all of Star Wars is wild. Wait, so they made it back to Yavin, but Mon didn't? I get that they need to seed the Rebels stuff, right?
Gold Squadron will deliver the Senator to Yavin.
Rebels.
There's a dead KX unit backed up inside.
Yep, K2. See what I mean? That speech in Coruscant, that convinced him. Oh yeah, we've not seen Bix since like last. Well, I mean, it's only been an episode, but still. Where is she? Oh, she's there. I thought she was gone. Like, I was like, what?
You need to sleep.
You can't. I mean, the shit that he witnessed in the past day or so.
I'm done, Biggs.
No, you're not. We know you're not.
I'm done.
Nope.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, you are.
I want to be with you.
But you need to fight. You can't just be with her. Like, she probably wants him to fight, right?
We'll find some place quiet.
After all this, you can't just leave.
Why aren't you saying anything?
She doesn't want that. Also, is she force sensitive? Because, like, episode 7 was weird. Like, she said she dreamed it, she saw it, and all that shit. I guess that doesn't necessarily mean, like, she is force sensitive, but she just got, like, a feeling she's not there.
You look so peaceful.
She left a message?
I have to leave.
Yeah. Because she wants him to keep fighting.
I can't be the reason you leave here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never forgive myself.
Yeah.
And I believe you have purpose in making that happen. I need to believe that.
He does. If it's not for him, Rebels wouldn't have won.
So I'm choosing for the both of us.
Good. I'm glad she survives. I was always worried about her, but I mean, I did think this was a possibility. Obviously, it hurts him, but at the same time, now he's got the motivation to keep on fighting.
We can do all the things we ever wanted.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Everything we know we've missed. I'll find you.
No, he won't. He's literally like dust. She'll never see him again after this. Unless she's in the next 3 episodes, but I don't know how she would be.
They're getting ready to power up the droid you brought in. The KX unit?
Okay. Wait, so they're just powering it up? And they
So-
put it together pretty quick?
It either works or it doesn't.
I'll take a weapon.
Why wouldn't you give it to him? He's literally a captain.
I'm not sure that's safe. Hit the switch. Very well.
Jesus, them noises. Hey, K2. Alan Tudyk.
If I've offended you, I apologize.
There we go. Their relationship is born. Dan Gilroy. Jesus. Like, didn't he write last episode too? But yeah, that was another fucking fantastic episode. Holy shit. Like, how do they keep that momentum going from last episode? Like, this one was more about, like, building hope and stuff. Like, the rebellion starts here, you know? Even though technically the rebellion has been a thing for a while, but this is where it really, like, jump starts. And I love how they tie it into Rebels, which I know some people might not be a fan of that. Like, you have to watch Rebels to see the speech that she does, but... Because, I mean, if they retconned the Rebels speech, I'd be a little pissed off about it, but at the same time, it's like... It'd be better to see it in live action, I feel like. Especially in a show like Andor, that's been building Mon Mothma's story for 2 seasons, you know? That's why it feels so rewarding. Because it's like she finally takes a stand, she finally fucking says it, but she's at risk now, and now she needs to be brought on board to the rebellion. And she finally got to meet Cassian. Which is, like I said, wild. It's just weird seeing these 2 characters together after not seeing them together for so long. Obviously, they're in a scene together in Rogue One, but there's something about this, like, seeing their backstory and seeing how it leads them together adds so much more to it, you know? Yeah, Mon Mothma's speech at the Senate. Like, a lot of people heard that. right? Like her saying Emperor Palpatine is coming for us all. So I mean, and maybe that would get people into the rebellion, because a lot of people know about the rebellion by the time like episode 4 starts, right? It does suck though, because it's like the show is so good, and next week is it. You know, there's 3 episodes left. Like I don't know what to do with myself when this ends, because it's like, dude, this is the best Star Wars has been in a long time in terms of like writing and stuff. I know people might not agree with that, but like this is like fucking peak Star Wars to me. But yeah, like I've said throughout the season and this episode, the fact that Mon Mothma, who appears in one scene in Return of the Jedi, turns out to be a character so important to the rebellion and so important to the Star Wars galaxy is wild. Like, she's one of the most compelling characters right now. Crazy thing is the actress who plays younger Mon, Genevieve, right? Genevieve O'Reilly? Riley? Was in Revenge of the Sith, but they deleted her scene. So the fact that she gets to like reprise a role and take Mon into a direction that is fucking wild. The only direction that is a bit crazy and a bit nonsensical is her hair. Like, I don't get how she has the hair that she had this episode into what she has in Rebels and Rogue One. And then she goes back to, like, the hair she had in this, like, after Return of the Jedi. But yeah, Mon being betrayed that Erskine was working for Luthen, I mean, it makes sense, like I said. Right? Like, she thought it was a friendship, but it turns out for him it was a mission, but at the same time it was also a friendship for him. Like, they obviously grew close over the past like few years. I do wish we kind of got to see Mon's family. Would have been interesting to see their reaction to the speech, because I mean we saw the driver's reaction to it, but it would have been interesting to see her family's reaction. But I guess we're not going to get that, because next episode is one BBY that will lead into Rogue One. I wonder how they're going to lead it into Rogue One. Like, Dedra's still around, which we didn't see this episode. Makes sense though. Luthen, I have a feeling, isn't going to be surviving. And there's also Lonnie. Like, if Lonnie's still with the Empire when the rebellion starts, what's going to happen to him? What if some of the characters that we've come to love just do genuinely end up on the Death Star? Like, what if Luthen gets captured or something and they take him to the Death Star? And he's on the Death Star when it blows up? Like, what's going to happen to Claire? There's, like, so much mystery when it comes to that. I think the recast for Bale did a good job. He nailed it, I think. I mean, it would have been great to have it be Jimmy Smits, but still. Hearing Bale say shit is interesting, though. Maybe Glub Shitto does exist in Star Wars, then. I mean, he might. I mean, Glub Shitto's just like all the random characters that just suddenly get a name. Like, oh my god, it's that guy! It really does, like, upset me, though, about Bale. Like, he's a fantastic character, and he was so important to the rebellion just for him to be fucking evaporated. I also heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that apparently Palpatine was shocked that Alderaan was destroyed. Because obviously Palpatine didn't give the order to destroy Alderaan, right? I don't know, like I said though, I don't know if that's true. It could be. I do think Bale's saying that he trusts the people that are extracting Mon, but he doesn't know them personally, which is a bit of a issue. You know, if you don't know them personally, how can you trust them? Like, Luthen knows Cassian, he knows Erskine, so he knows he can trust them. He's done his research. Also, who was it that just showed up at the end? Not at the end, but like with Vel, and he said, that might be mine. Isn't that... Is it Meldy? He was in Rogue One and he was in the prison arc last season. I didn't recognise him last season because his hair was so different. It was a while since I rewatched Rogue One, but I've rewatched Rogue One recently, so I can remember like the characters that show up in that. But why was she staring at the blaster? Was that Cinta's blaster? Or was it like maybe Cassian's from like the first Aldani mission? Well, like, not the first mission, but like the first mission he went on. But didn't Cassian get that gun from Cyril? Which would be wild. The fact that Cyril's gun is going to be used... I mean, I guess it was already, technically, right? Because if Cassian used it, like, his gun is going to be important for the rebellion. Mon reacting to people dying around her is basically how Cassian summed it up. Welcome to the rebellion. You're on the front lines now, Mon. Like, she's obviously never seen stuff like that. She's always been, you know, reserved. Like, she knows about the rebellion, but this is what it's like, you know? Like, this episode definitely gives you a lot of hope over last episode. But at the same time, it's like, it gives hope for Cassian. Because the speech obviously impacted him. Bix leaving is going to impact him. And make him stay with the rebellion and keep fighting. And Bix is right. you know, he does have a purpose. He will be responsible for bringing the end to the Empire. Because without Jyn, without Cassian, without the Rogue One team, you know, they wouldn't have destroyed the Death Star. They wouldn't have got to where they got. So this show is like one of the most important shows in Star Wars because it sets up everything for what we see. And same thing with Rogue One. Without Rogue One, like, we wouldn't have won. Obviously, Rogue One didn't exist before A New Hope, and it was a plot hole technically until Rogue One existed. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I was expecting either Bix to die or leave. And I think her leaving makes more sense, to be honest. It just really hurts knowing that they'll never see each other again. Like, that man gets evaporated off the fucking face of the galaxy. Like, he's gone. But he died, you know, like Bix says, he's going to die for a purpose. Well, she didn't say that, but she says he's going to have a purpose, and that's his purpose. If Cassian didn't shoot Krennic on that tower, they wouldn't have succeeded. And now K2, it has become a thing, only appearing in the last, like, 3 episodes of the show, basically. Kind of annoying, because, like, they were talking about K2 for fucking, like, years, like, how he's going to be involved with this show, and it's like, where was he in season 1? Where was he, like, when does he get him? He got him this late, he only got him a year before, like, 2 years before Rogue One. I'm very curious to see how the next 3 episodes work, because it's going to be set 1 BBY, but it's episode 12 is going to lead straight into Rogue One, which is only, like, a few days, few weeks before New Hope, right? So how can that be 1 BBY? Because it's 1 year before the Battle of Yavin. If it leads into Rogue One, how can that be 1 year before the Battle of Yavin? Unless they change it, the next 3 episodes could be, instead of it being this arc that happens, like, concentrated on this one thing, like, you can have an episode that is set in the first 6 months of the year, then the next 6 months, and then episode 12 is the next few weeks leading into Rogue One, right? That would make more sense, I feel like. Because how are you going to do the next 3 episodes and then do an arc that is going to lead straight into Rogue One? Like, I assume Galen has to show up. Bodhi has to show up, right? We've got to start... Because how's it going to lead into Rogue One if you don't have them characters show up? Krennic is obviously going to be involved. We're probably going to see the Death Star again. Like, we've still got to deal with Dedro. You still got the Luthen stuff. Like, there's so much that needs to happen in the next 3 episodes, but I'm not worried like other shows, because I know they'll do it justice. Like, there's a lot that needs to happen, but at the same time, they could do a lot of the stories. Like, they could end Dedra's story with her on the Death Star, you know, because then we know what happens to her. Like, I really love that theory of her being on the Death Star. Like, it would make sense, to be fair. Yeah, hearing, you know, them say Yularen hurts my heart. Like, it just sucks what happens to him, dude. And why he became the way he is. Like, he was such a good character in Clone Wars and stuff. Voiced by Tom Kane. My heart goes out to him. You know, fucking great voice actor, but, you know, with what happened to him a few years ago, it sucks. You know, he really brought that character to life in Clone Wars, and then to find out where Yularen goes, it just hurts. Like, he ends up on the Death Star. Right? Now that I think about it, though, it would suck if Luthen just ended up on the Death Star, though. Like, this compelling character just ends up on the Death Star. Like, I think that would be a lazy way out, so they'd have to end Luthen's story in some kind of way. Like, maybe he takes himself out, like he's about to be captured and he shoots himself or something. For the rebellion. Like, even though it does suck having K2 right at the end, I do think it's smart. Because, obviously, last episode was devastating. It was a massive loss for, like, everyone. Right? Like, Ghorman was massacred. We didn't get a death count, right? I don't know how many died. It obviously is in the thousands. It is a bit nice to have a bit of comic relief to kind of end the show on. And it makes sense. I mean, he was basically kind of the comic relief in Rogue One. Mon saying genocide, I mean, it was unprovoked genocide. Like, I don't know how many they killed, and if they killed everyone. Obviously they didn't, because Drina survived, but still. Like, did they kill Vylons? Is he dead? I mean, he might as well be. His daughter's dead, so he's got, like, nothing left. His people have been massacred. We're never going to get anything like this in Star Wars again. I'm just going to say it. You know, we're not. Like, Ahsoka will be good, like Season 2 and stuff, and, like, we've got the Maul Shadow Lord show that's going to be coming on, but there's just, like, this level of writing I don't think we'll get in Star Wars again. Like, we'll still get some decent stuff, maybe, but not like this. Unless, you know, Dan Gilroy could work on another Star Wars show, or maybe Tony can come back for another one. You know, obviously not everyone enjoys this show because people don't like how it's slow and it builds up all the time, but that's the point. That's the point of the show. Like, it's the rebellion building up, and then you get shit like this weak. You know, like these last 3 episodes were fucking wild. Like episode 7 was set up, and then 8 and 9, fucking fantastic. How people find this slow, but then enjoy the original trilogy is wild, because the original trilogy is also pretty slow for the most part. There's a lot of scenes that shouldn't need to be in there, but they are. Like, this is literally in tandem with the original trilogy's writing. I'd say even better than the original trilogy, because let's be honest, the only good original film is Empire. But I mean, New Hope and Return of the Jedi are still good in their own way, but the best film is Empire. That's just how I feel on it. I genuinely think this show is better than the original trilogy. I think it's earned its place in the Star Wars universe, you know? So yeah, that's why I'll never understand why fans just like shit on this show. It's like literally the best Star Wars we've had in like years. And it's not like Star Wars has been terrible recently, but it's not been great. You know, Acolyte wasn't the best writing wise. It might have improved with the second season, probably not. Ahsoka was okay. It was good enough. It was like basically a sequel to Rebels. Obi-Wan could have been much better than what it was. Book of Boba Fett wasn't that great, other than like a few episodes. Mandalorian, the first 2 seasons were good, then season 3 went downhill. But now also Mandalorian season 2 isn't that great either, because all of it was building to Luke getting Grogu, and then none of that matters because Grogu just goes back to Mando anyway. So it's like, what the fuck was the point of Mandalorian season 2 then? Like, there's good, there's bad, there's mediocre. Like, that's basically Star Wars right now. Like, this is the best it's been in years. Hopefully this is like a good idea of what Star Wars should be. Like, they learn from Andor and take on what people love about Andor and apply it to the other Star Wars stuff. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just hoping like these guys are doing another Star Wars show, a Star Wars movie at some point. They don't have to do it immediately, but you know, within a few years would be great, because their level of writing, I think, fits Star Wars perfectly in like the Rebellion. Like, they write both sides really well, the Rebels and the Empire. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for next week. Also dreading it because it is the end of Andor, but hey, I know it's going to be some good shit. So yeah, I mean, that basically sums it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.